All right, good morning, cyber traders. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing? Good to see everybody on this lovely March 19th. Good to see you, Agatha. All right, Gary, Gene, Noel, Todd. All right, Kira, Kathleen, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm happy to be back from Florida. Had a good time there. Met a bunch of great masterminds of the industry. A lot of fellow traders that we were there, talking about what's happening in the market, talking about some new stuff that's coming out, classes. It's just been a great great experience. But I only hate going to those things because I missed 2 days of trading. I did just do some trading in the morning, but not as much as I would like to. I know you guys killed it. We'll talk a little bit about them. We'll talk about some of the big winners. Hopefully everybody's watching this MFGP in this position. In this one, been a great dead cat bounce so far, down 51%. We'll talk a little bit about it, but before we do that, let's just do a couple of shout outs and talk about what happened last week. But before we do that, I'd like to thank all the new members that are starting fresh on a Monday. Most important thing, if you are a new member here and going to be here all day and all week and for the rest of your life, most important thing you need to do is that you watch those videos that we told you to watch. Do you understand what's going on with the lingo we're talking about? And also you talk to education advisor to make sure this is something that you want to do, because let me tell you guys, it's not for everybody. And if you think education's expensive, try ignorance when you do a dumb trade. You blow up your account in a heartbeat. If hopefully that does not happen. Just watch and see if there's something for you to do. But let's look at some fun that we had, because we did have some good stocks I traded last week, and we had a couple of great winners. Hold on one second. I just got to update my little sheet right here. Okay, so what you guys traded last week, Seed was awesome. You could see it right there. Stock was a very inexpensive stock. Made a really nice move right there. Stock was roughly, you could see, 50 cents, and the thing just really had a nice little pop. Went all the way to $1.50. That one did well. Lawrence made about 17 cents. Ken made 16 cents. Not huge, but you know what? This is one thing was nice about this stock. It was a nice level one stock, So let's give those guys a round of applause. The other big winner too, also that did pretty well last week, the OSTK. That one was a pretty nice little stock. It went from 41 to 46. This stock was an $80 stock, got destroyed, came back from a bottom fish. You could see when it went from 49 all the way down to 41, which is, by the way, the MFGP is something that I'm looking at the same exact way. Bottom fish. I love bottom fishing. So anyway, that one did really well. A lot of you guys did really well. Ben crushed it. 50 cents, 31, 35 cents, $1.25. John also did pretty well, guys. Give him a round of applause. 35 cents, 45 cents. All pretty big winners for them. Another big winner we had last week, MATX, is the other one that did really well. Probably the nicest and fastest and the prettiest one and cheapest one out of them all. But this stock was around 50 cents. Look at it, went all the way to $3 in 2 days. It was a phenomenal move. A lot of you guys also killed it. This is going to be funny. Ben traded 30,000 shares of the stock, and he made 38 cents on this trade. Let's give him. Listen, it's only numbers, guys. After you know how to learn how to make 100 shares, tell you 30,000 is no big difference. Give him a round of applause. David G made 73 cents on 2,000 shares. Ken did pretty well on the few thousand shares, 21 cents, 17 cents. Doug made 22 cents. Deb R made 54. And on an entry at 236, she chased it and still made money, maxed out on it. Dude, that's what it's all about, guys. Good, great job. All right, so now that you know what you guys traded last week, now remember, that is the past. Those are in the archives. Let's focus on what's moving today, all right? But overall, you guys had a pretty decent week. Now, if you were some of the ones here that missed some of those trades and like, darn it, why didn't I get those? But guys, don't worry about it. I say this all the time. There's new ones born every single day. One of the big things that I was talking about last week that people came up to me, because a lot of my educators follow me on my Facebook and Twitter. They always like to know, well, what's Fausto's doing. Listen, being the original trading room in the industry, And not all of them are professional day traders, but they're swing trades. A lot of them believe it piggyback off what I'm doing. And one of the big things they brought up is a Fausto. My God, um, I didn't get a chance to text you, but that RXDA trade, holy cow, unbelievable! It was fake. It was fake. Stock goes from 12 all the way up to about 65 in one day, and 2 days actually, but went to 55. People are like, it's like literally it's fake. But this is what we do. So anyway, when you thought that you missed the RKDA, the Elfin, the TNX, guys, there's always new ones out there, all right? So please don't worry about those. Let's focus on what's going on right now. But anyway, this stock, by the way, the RKDA, I'm not a fan of going back to stocks. You know that. They get more volatile. Market makers going to put better traders to trade that stock. You could see the spread is pretty damn ugly right there. You got to be a level 5 to trade it, but if you are a level 5 trader, you got some good volatility kicking up. It's already stocks up about $10 from pre-market, so that one's doing pretty well. All right. Now, let's look what else is going on, moving on this morning. So anyway, my favorite stock right now is the MFGP trade. And listen, if you looked at it and jumped in when you were supposed to be here, let me bring up an intraday chart. If you were here when you were supposed to at 8:30, you would have got in where I got in. I ended up chasing it, but I got in actually I was in actually a little bit earlier, but I ended up paying like 12.11 for it. So I'm doing pretty well in the bottom fish and pre-market. It's always nice to start early and make good money there. But anyway, that one's doing really well. So stock is down 51%. Nice little bottom fish. Put it on your watch list. MFGP. All right. All right. So we got that one doing pretty well. And I went through the gainers, and there were a couple of ones that were pretty gapped up pretty high, though. Did you guys see the HRTX trade? That one is gapping up really, really nice. Start around 25s at 29. It's testing the highs right now. You do got some resistance levels, going back, about over a year. So it's going to probably go to about 30, which is what it looks like. A little bit higher, maybe 32. You got resistance levels. Just be very careful of the stock because it is a scalping stock. It's a 5-cent spread. So got to keep focus on that one. That one's not doing too bad. This one just went straight up and just came straight down. The GERN, GERN. The stock in pre-market just went from 370 all the way to 530. It's coming back down. It did this all around 7 o'clock this morning. So it's kind of building a little bit of base right here, but you could see, when you go back, you got resistance levels in 2016. So got really good iceberg orders here. Look at all the high frequency trades. 1,000, 7,000, 1,000. So you got some resistance levels right here. You got some buying and selling, which is very, very critical when it comes up to it, knowing where the resistance levels are. Got a couple other cheapies right here. I don't know, I'm not too crazy. Oh, the CLRB, I saw it earlier. I don't know if I was crazy about it. OPTT made a big move. OPTT just gapped up pretty nicely. Some reason came from nowhere around 8.45. Just went from $1.24 to about $1.60. Came right back down. A lot of you do remember this. We did trade this back in 2016. This stock went from 2 all the way to 14. Even a couple of days prior, a month prior, it went from like $1 to about $6. So we know that OPTT does move. Go back to your journals, what we trained you in class. See what happened if you were back with CTU back then to make sure you know what it is. But from as what I could see right now, it's got a nice little penny spread. It looks pretty comfortable right now. But let me tell you what happens with these stocks. If they do get extremely volatile, they get passed over to a different league of traders. So, but as of right now, it's not terrible. Keep an eye on it. Now I know this, the market's down. Everyone's like, everything's down when you're looking at what's going on in the market, but just be patient, guys. I mean, listen, we don't trade the Dow, we trade the market. You got one other cheap stock right here. It's gapped up pretty big right now. The KLDX trade right here. This one is up about 63%, 300,000 shares trade pre-market. It's got a decent spread. You got some nice buyers. Look at those iceberg orders, 7,000, 5,000. Pretty interesting. Want to put that one on my watch list. KLDX. Stock got pretty crushed. Was high as about $6. So you know there's definitely room for improvement. It is testing some resistance levels going back in January right here. If it does break it, and once again, you got buyers out there. Look, 5,000, 7,000. You got buyers out there. Let's keep an eye on that one. So that one looks pretty interesting also. And I think I'm pretty much done. Other than the one it's on the biggest percentage losers is the MFGP. So let me just bring that up one more time. MFGP. By the way, is it ever too late to trade a stock? Is it ever too late? Dana says is it 320K above the ask on that order? Was it a big iceberg order out there? At 903. Oh, you mean a trade went off around that price? Wow, that's some trade right there. Well, listen, the stock is spiking up right now. Since we've been looking at it, you could have still jumped in when I brought it up earlier, and you'll be up about 10, 15 cents so far. So stock is very, very strong. Listen, stock is getting decimated. You know, this was a $27 stock. Listen, you want to hold stock? Listen, the only thing I can say about this stock is it doesn't look like it's a pharmaceutical stock, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't be where we're at. But it's got a nice little push. So far, this one's doing great. So if you're in with me, great. If if you feel like you're chasing, remember what we taught you in class. All right, guys. So let's get ready for the open. We got about 15 minutes. If you're a new trial member, a new trader that's part of CTU, welcome aboard. We got the 3 L's we tell you. Look, listen, and learn. Watch the traders. Watch how we make money together. And remember, just make sure this is for you or not. All right. And in the meantime, guys, fellow traders, let's have a great week. And I'll put these picks in there. Obviously, it's not that many. We only have 5. We only need 1 to make a day's pay, like this one, MFGP. But we always find a new list when the market opens up. So there's always something new that people are hiding back, holding their trades when the market opens up. So we'll see what happens. But this is what's going on right now in pre-market. Remember, it is Monday. All right, you got a whole week left ahead of you. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. Let's make some money.